I'm very glad to have a chance to say a few words about citizen science. Activities like school classes measuring the acidity of rain, or bird watchers using Vogelkalender to register migrating birds. This is public participation in research, or medborgarforskning in Swedish. And it is an honor to share the stage with so many esteemed colleagues today. Too much emphasis on esteem, though, can be a problem for science in a democratic society, which is why it is especially important to speak of citizen science today. When we focus on the esteemed scientists, those with the most publications or the fattest grants, it's easy to think that science is about the elites. But when science is for elites, we separate many, many people from science. In doing so, we risk forgetting that the quest for knowledge, driven by curiosity and tempered by reason, can be a fundamental feature of what it means to be human. And the basis for democratic decision-making is also undermined when science is left to the elites, whether defined by power, party, or your H-index. If democracy is to thrive, the ability to inquire, to reason, and the capacity for critical thinking must be recognized as fundamental skills for all citizens. Fortunately, curiosity about our world, the wonder of discovery, and the satisfaction of thinking things through is there for everyone. There's also a long tradition of people from many walks of life taking science into their own hands. What we call citizen science today is a modern variety of this. Both amazing new tools, search engines, data entry, and imaging capabilities right there in the palm of many people's hands in their telephones. In my field of environmental science, whether it be documenting biodiversity or flood risks, there's been a great boon for doing science as well as for getting the public involved. And when someone thinks up Pokemon Go for real creatures, there are going to be even more young people out there doing citizen science. With all the focus on excellence in professional science, we must be sure not to lose the accessibility and the broad appeal of science to non-professionals, that is, most everyone in society. While citizen science might seem like a sure bet, it takes many scientific professionals some getting used to, with concerns, for instance, about the reliability of amateur data collection. And it is unclear what career incentives there are for getting involved in citizen science for young scientists in academia or industry. But it would be a missed opportunity of enormous proportions for scientific professionals not to encourage citizen science. And I don't mean just popularizing big science with descriptions of the hunt for the Higgs boson or something like that. But science everyone can do, citizen science. I suggest thinking of citizen science like football, and definitely not ski jumping. Football, that is soccer for any Americans out there, is the most popular sport in Sweden in terms of the number of people who participate. Soccer has its elites too, its Zlatans, but that doesn't get in the way of many, many people playing themselves, especially youngsters. It's a different story with ski jumping. When a mere mortal from the wrong background, an Eddie the Eagle from England, gives it a try, he gets a degree of celebrity, but it is not the kind of reporting that exactly welcomes others to try. This is definitely not a good model for citizen science. I would also like to suggest that Sweden, my adopted home country now, should be at the forefront of making the inquiring spirit, careful practice, and critical thinking that is science into a popular movement that engages broad participation. There's a great tradition in Sweden of continuing education, study circles, folkhögskolor, and there's a commitment to integrate people into the process of decision-making. You can't get through grade school here without knowing how to run a meeting with a proper kallelse, agendas, protokolljusteringen. At first, I thought it was symptomatic of Swedish bureaucracy, but now I recognize it is the training ground for democracy. This is the soil in which the seeds of citizen science can take root and grow. We who are professionals should take the chance to share our own enthusiasm for the joy of scientific discovery. In my own branch of research on the natural environment, citizen science gives me hope that the increasing distance from daily contact with nature is not the whole story. Even though very few of us actually grow food, harvest timber, or fish for subsistence, citizen science, keeping track of frogs or the blossoming of apple trees in Naturen's calendar, if spring ever arrives this year, will help make the issues of a sustainable future alive and real for many, many more people than will ever take a course in agronomy, atmospheric science, or resource economics. Citizen science is a force for integration and democracy, with an appeal to new generations, whether born in Sweden's own cities or the cities of other countries like me. And thank goodness citizen science is not a force just because it's so important for facing the challenges of a sustainable future in a democratic way. Citizen science is a force because it is fundamentally human endeavor that is also a whole lot of fun. So thank you for listening, and check out Naturen Kalender's tent over there directly opposite Gapminder's tent. Thank you.